So here we go. We're at the final boss. Now, this has a lot more things planted in it. So it's going to be more difficult to amend for me. Bolting, cauliflower, bolting. I think that's cauliflower. Oh no, that's pak choy. Oh, okay, I already harvested that. Or I'll pull it. Fine. All right. Because I have garlic in this one, and like I only bought one bowl of garlic, I'm gonna have to be a little more careful amending this bed. But like I got leeks are growing back. I harvested these, I don't know, maybe a month ago. Okay, so let me unstack this and then I'll cut you back on. Here's the situation. Same sort of deal. Asian lady beetles. It's gonna wake them up and move them. Kind of knock them off. If you are a grass enthusiast, you can see that clover is taking over my yard. Do you remember when people used to have clover grass, clover lawns? Okay, now the difficult part is, one, I have this calendula that's hanging on, even flower even grew, because the temperatures have been fluctuating. I'm going to tidy this up, but I'm going to keep the calendula in there to see if it grows back by spring. These are like some spinach growing, more calendula that's still alive. Now, when it comes to the garlic, I don't know how garlic roots grow, and that's the difficult part for me. Oops, I just pulled that one up. I'll just pull that one too, and I'm gonna pull that bolting pak choy. Okay, no longer an issue. This is pak choy that I actually got to harvest, and so we'll take these tags and bring them inside, and we'll compost and placed those. It's a weed. Take care of that now. Okay, I don't know how garlic roots grow. The switch charred, that didn't charred, so I'm pulling that up. I got more coming. So I don't know how garlic root goes, and I don't want to destroy anything, but just gonna go in just like the other ones. Mix in all of the good nutrients in the soil, the mycorrhizal fungi that kind of settled. We're gonna chop up that pak choy and use that for nutrients in the soil. Chop that one up. So what this does too, I may not have mentioned this, digging in the dirt like this, the soil, this is not dirt, this is soil, loosens up roots as well. So when you have your planter planted up and you've already harvested all of your crop, the roots are still in the soil, and so the roots kind of holds the soil together when there's still roots in there. So you see it's not loose. So this loosens up the roots as well from other plants that have been harvested, and makes room for the next plants. So just going in like all the other ones. Now that's a simple one. Here in the garlics here, I'm going to be very careful, but just go. You see, those are roots. I think those are, I don't know if they're from the garlic. They must be, but I'm just gonna be careful to not stab any roots. They're gonna appreciate this amendment too, because I have to feed them. They're heavy nitrogen feeders. I haven't given them any fertilizer in a while, so they're gonna get a good feeding too. So you see these roots? I think these are the garlic roots, and hopefully that doesn't like kill them. Anyway, I can smell the garlic, and that's why these plants are pescatarians, because when you plant them, they smell up the soil. They're pungent. That pungent smell that you get from garlic, it kind of, well, it doesn't kind of, but it fills the soil, takes on that smell. And you know, any little bug with their little nose, they're not gonna want to tolerate that. You know, if you were by a cloud of smoke, would you want to walk through that cloud of smoke? No, you're gonna turn the other way. So that's how I concluded. That's what I concluded about how deterrents work, like deterrent plants. But anyway, okay, not so difficult, but yeah, you see, those are roots, garlic roots. Just gotta be careful not to stab them up too much, okay? Yeah, they're growing up in here. Okay, well, let me turn you off and turn you back on when I get to a good place with this. And yeah, you're gonna lose some soil. You're gonna lose some soil doing this. Ideally, I would want these to be completely empty, these Greenstalk tiers, so that I can dump them in my gorilla cart, mix the soil and amendments in there, and then refill them. But again, hopefully by next year, once I have that good rhythm going where I have everything harvested in time for, by this time, January, winter, to transition to spring, these will be, you know, empty for me to do that sort of amendment. But for now, I'm just unstack them and make do this way. Okay, well, let me finish with these, and I'll cut you back on. Quick picture. I'm pulling up this leek, and look, it was down in this tier, right? Look, that's a leek. This is one leek. I've never tasted leeks before, but they taste exactly like I would think they would, exactly like I thought they would as an allium. They taste like onions, but leeks. Okay, just wanted to show that really quickly. I got all the tiers loosened up except for this one, and look at this. You can even hear the roots breaking. I was going to leave this calendula because I thought it was perennial. I checked the seed pack and it says they're annual. I have to double check that. I'm sure I read somewhere that calendula was perennial. But so I'm just gonna go ahead and pull these out and plant some more. I have plenty of calendula seeds that I collected from these plants. So I'll just replant some more. It took me a while to grow calendula. The seeds just wouldn't germinate. I had the seeds planted like, and they would kind of not grow. They took a while to germinate, and when they took off, they took off. And I've clipped these down a bit since last spring. But yeah, they smell great. They're also deterrents. So yeah, pulled all of the calendula out, and you can see like it had completely filled, the roots had filled up this tier, and you can see all of the roots still in the soil. This is a green onion. Okay, but I'm going to now do the regular routine, top it off with some more of the Happy Frog soil, add the fertilizer. I'm doing all-purpose in this one because this tower will be for garlic and onions, and they are the heavy nitrogen feeders, the all-purpose. Let me show you in case you haven't tuned in the other videos yet. Go out and check those videos. I amended 2 other Greenstalks, but all-purpose has the higher nitrogen content. The other fertilizer I am using to amend the Greenstalk is the tomato and vegetable. But now I may mix both because onions and garlic do have that kind of bulbing that they do. And I think they need phosphorus for that. So I'm going to do, I do 2 handfuls. I usually do 2 handfuls per tier. But I think I'm still going to do 2 handfuls, but I'll do 1 handful of each. And I'll probably add more worm castings in this tower. All right, gotta get back to work. All right, so I got the tiers filled with more soil. I've added the fertilizer. I've already mixed the fertilizer in on these 4, but as you can see, if you watch the other videos, I did a more generous amount for the onion garlic tower because I think they feed heavier on the nitrogen and phosphorus. So yeah, I'm a little worried. One concern I have with the tier of garlic that's already established is I planted them when the soil was settled. Now that I filled it, they're kind of buried, and I'm just going to hope that they are able to grow through that. If you have any comments about that, you can drop it in the comments. So yeah, I'm going to finish nourishing this soil with the fertilizers, and then I'll add the worm castings, and I'll be done with all 4 Greenstalks. Done and prepped for spring harvest. Alrighty, well, I think that's all I had to share today. You can see, just to show you, the onions were like here, but filling it up, they're kind of buried now. I'm a little concerned about that, but we shall see. If all else fails, I'll be at the grocery store getting garlic again this year. Until next year. All right. Peace. I'm out. I'm gonna get done with this and have me a hot cup of ginger lemon tea. Bye. I forgot that you may not have watched the other video, and just doing a full demonstration of amending a Greenstalk, planting a Greenstalk, and now I'm coming back. I've already added the amendments, the fertilizers, the worm castings, and I'm going to restack it now. So how you stack it is, you have the first tier, set on this base. This is a spinner base. They don't come with this base, but if you have a base, you sit it on the base, fill it up, take the first watering disc, I believe it's called. This has dirt in it. You want it to be clear of dirt, but it's raining and, like, you know, dirt is everywhere. It's gonna be too much to clean it out, so the water will clear this out. But you want to make sure that the watering disc is free from dirt. These holes that you see in each disc is where the drip system works. And when you stack the Greenstalk, you want to make sure that those holes are lined up with each pocket. You don't want the hole to be lined up with this groove here. You want the holes to be lined up with each pocket so that the dripping happens at the root of the plant. Okay, so that's one. Now, two is when you're adding the next tier, the groove or this piece at the bottom of the Greenstalk attaches to this groove. So you slide it on. Make sure that it's all the way around in that groove. If you have plants planted, try not to smash their leaves, and it will snap in place once it's on there. You see that snapped in place. Now just spin it around. The spinner allows you to spin it around while you're standing in like this. That's snapped in place. Take the second disc, stack it on top, line those holes up with each pocket. Make sure these are clear, the holes are clear of any debris. And that's the second tier. Take your third tier and do the same. Okay, now that everything's stacked, this plant support doesn't come with it. It comes with the inventor's bundle, but it's simple to just put on. I didn't demonstrate that, but I can demonstrate it another day. Yeah, once you have them all stacked, then you, well, I didn't check the water reservoir. I didn't check it. Make sure the water reservoir is clear. Got some Asian lady beetles in there. Yeah, they're all everywhere. Make sure that is clear. And it snaps into place as well. And this is sealed up. All of the dirt you see around it, because my hand and my gloves have dirt on it, and this is like a stone color, makes it easy to see. But it's gonna rain all week, at least for the next few days. So that's why I don't bother rinsing it off. But this is the mess I made. It doesn't matter, because why? It's all nourishment. It's all ground nourishment. So yeah, that's my day. Today I stacked 3 Greenstalks today. I am planting up and ready for spring. I have my seeds going inside and in the garage. My handy tool here. And this is the calendula. It smells floral, has a nice floral scent. But yeah, this is in the Greenstalk. Look at the root system. This grew in the Greenstalk. They grow things very well vertically, gives you more space very tidy, neat. I really like them. But this will go in the compost. So I don't feel like being out here anymore. I'm gonna go have me some hot tea, have that hot tea that I mentioned before, and relax for the rest of the day. There's a leek. Harvested. I have this. Monday this week I'll have this. Bye.